In March of 2017, a father of two named Leon Harrison disappeared from a small town in South Carolina. 2 weeks later, he was found in a river, his hands and feet bound. 3 people were in the house the night he vanished, and one of them, sitting in a jail cell months later, couldn't stop talking about it.
Then he said, "We dumped the body." I know for a fact that's what he said.
He told you personally,
We dumped the body. They ain't got nothing on me. We gonna get off.
He was so sure they'd get away with it, because he wasn't the only one who knew what happened to Leon, and the other 2 weren't talking either. One of them was Leon's wife, who just days before his body surfaced was smiling into a camera.
I hope y'all day going pretty good. Mine's definitely is. I'm smiling just because, smiling is just what I do. But I hope you all are blessed. Y'all staying positive.
4 days after she recorded that, her husband's body was pulled out of the water. And when detectives sat her down, she had one thing she wanted them to understand.
Because I would have never in any shape, form, or fashion hurt that man. I never said that I would hurt him. Nobody could say that,
The problem was, almost everyone in that town was telling police the exact opposite.
Everybody's saying that you're the one we need to be looking at.
She wasn't the only one they were looking at, because there was a second person in that house that night, her brother. And when detectives tried to question him, they could barely get a word in.
Brand new baby in the way, all type of stuff though. We filed my taxes. I was taking all the last Tuesday. Like, I ain't going to bed, sir. I got a whole brand new address over here. I ain't going to
Just a few things started.
He wanted them to believe he and Leon were close, but there was a third person in the house too, the father, and he wanted them to believe the same thing.
You and Leon got along?
Oh yeah, it's like father and son.
A wife, a brother, a father, all 3 in one house the night Leon disappeared, and all 3 telling police they had nothing to do with it. Leon Harrison was a father of 2 who called his kids every night at bedtime, without fail. An easygoing man who, by nearly every account, didn't make enemies. His marriage was over. He and his wife had separated. There had been cheating on both sides, and they were each seeing other people. It was the kind of situation that ends in a divorce. Instead, one night in February of 2017, Leon Harrison went to the house he used to share with his wife, and he never came home. His body was so hard to identify, it took days. In the end, they knew him by a tattoo on his arm. They were already separated. They were both moving on. So why would anyone do this to him? To understand how it happened, you have to go back to the beginning. But before we get into today's story, welcome to Buzzed Crime. Leave a like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe so you won't miss out on cases like this.
What are those?
Georgetown, South Carolina is one of those small, scenic coastal towns. Old, well-preserved architecture, boutique shops downtown, the kind of place where families know each other. On March 9th, 2017, a woman named Brittany Green walked into the Georgetown Police Department because she was worried about the father of her 2 children. Brittany and Leon Harrison Jr. shared an 11-year-old son and a 9-year-old daughter, and she told detectives something that mattered. Leon called the house at bedtime every single night to talk to his kids. He didn't miss it. That was who he was as a father. But she hadn't heard from him in days. Nobody had. The last time anyone she knew of had seen or spoken to Leon was February 25th, a Saturday night, more than 2 weeks earlier.
Right now, nobody's heard or seen from Leon since the 25th that night.
Mm-hmm.
And since the 25th, which was a Saturday night, you haven't heard, talked to, nothing. He hasn't called his children, nothing.
Now, Leon had a habit of losing his phone. He'd go quiet for days sometimes, once nearly a week, when he didn't have a working number. So a few days of silence, on its own, might not have set off alarms. But 2 weeks with no call to his kids? That wasn't him. Detectives took it seriously, and only hours after Brittany left the station, they had a reason to take it much more seriously. That same afternoon, the Georgetown County Sheriff's Office got a call. A homeowner along the Black River had spotted a body floating in the water near Cole Road. When it was pulled from the river, the man matched Leon Harrison in every general way, but the body had been in the water long enough that no one could identify him by his face. The medical examiner couldn't even determine how he'd died. Too much time had passed, but two things were beyond question. The first was that this was a homicide, because the second thing was that his hands and his ankles were bound, wrapped many times over in electrical wire. This wasn't an accident. Someone had tied him up and thrown him there. Detectives kept the discovery of the body quiet. If this turned out to be Leon, they wanted to know who was responsible before word got out, so they started looking closely at his life. And Leon Harrison's personal life was complicated. In 2014, Leon had married a woman named Tish Rue. Tish was originally from Washington, D.C., and she'd moved to South Carolina along with her brother, Alexander Rue Jr., and her father, Alexander Rue Sr. She and Leon got married in historic downtown Georgetown by the waterfall. Their home videos from back then show them happy, joking around, in love. The three of them, Tish, her brother, and her father, all lived together in the Rue family home on Highmarket Street. But a few years into the marriage, it started falling apart. People close to them said there was infidelity on both sides. The trust was gone. And eventually, Tish and Leon separated, and Leon moved out. Except they couldn't quite stay apart. Even as they both started seeing other people, they kept circling back to each other. Whether they were going to reconcile or make the split permanent, nobody in their lives could say for sure. At the time he disappeared, Leon was splitting his time between two women, his estranged wife, Tish, and his girlfriend, a woman named Rosario.
Between the sheets, okay? So he might have been with this girl for a little while, and that girl for a little while, but this girl went out of town for a week.
What girl was that?
The wife went out of town for a week.
Tish?
Yeah, she went to wherever she Washington or wherever. She was out of town for a week. So he was with another girl.
You know her name?
He went in the projects.
Rosario?
Yes.
Okay.
He went with her, and they was to the house every day.
They were to your house every day?
Every day for that week. You understand what I'm saying? When this one came back in town, I thought it was over with, but it probably wasn't. So he was probably still conversating with this one and still having conversations.
And here's the timing that would matter. The week before Leon vanished, Tish took a family trip back to Washington, D.C., and was gone for several days. While she was away, Leon spent that week with his girlfriend, Rosario. Then Tish came home, and within days, Leon was gone. On the night of February 25th, the last night anyone saw Leon alive, his girlfriend Rosario got a phone call from his number. But when she answered, it wasn't Leon. It was Tish, his wife, and she was yelling and cursing at Rosario down the line. Rosario hung up. Then she got another call from Leon's phone, and another. Then the text messages started, late at night, all coming from Leon's number.
It had been after 10 by now. And it was the wife. And all I said was hello. And she started talking, yeah, they are over here. Y'all fucked up. Y'all thought y'all was smarter than me. Y'all was going to outsmart me.
Is this the first time you ever talked to this woman?
No.
Oh, okay.
And I hung up the phone. And then she called back maybe like 5 minutes after that, and I didn't answer. I'm assuming that's when she left the first voicemail.
Okay.
And then a little bit of time went by. Got another call from his phone. I answered because I assumed if he was that intoxicated that he was trying to call me to correct the situation. But it was her again. I hung up the phone. And then that's when I got a text from the phone number and it said, I can't be with you no more. I don't love you. I never will. But the way that the text was sent, I know he didn't text. He didn't write that. He doesn't use commas in between things or whatever. And if you look at the text messages in our phone, he don't use commas.
She tried calling him the next day and the days after. Every call went straight to voicemail. The phone was off or the service was cut. So on the night Leon Harrison was last seen alive, someone else had his phone. Someone was using it to send messages in his name, to push away the girlfriend, and to make it look like Leon was still out there, alive, choosing to disappear. The question was who, and detectives already had somewhere to start. Tayesh Rue worked for a security company stationed at the Georgetown steel mill. When she sat down with detectives, she told them about that last night. She admitted there had been an argument. She said it happened in the backyard, after she got off her shift, away from the kids who were asleep inside. She admitted she'd grabbed Leon's phone out of his hands because she thought he was texting his girlfriend. She admitted she'd been angry, but she said the argument ended when Leon left the house, and she said she hadn't heard from him since.
Never. From the time he left your house up until the day, he has never texted you, called you. You have not been able to get in contact with him.
Nothing. I mean, I can show you nothing. Like, absolutely nothing. Like, I tried my best to reach out because my phone is so jacked up, because I'm used to that with him. Nothing.
Detectives told her the truth of where things stood. In a town as small as Georgetown, word travels, and the word coming in from everywhere, even from people back in D.C., was pointing in one direction.
If you've been here long enough, you know Georgetown's a small town, okay?
Absolutely.
And you know how word travels, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, we've been getting phone calls all morning.
Okay.
Okay, we've been getting calls from D.C., we've been getting calls from all over the place. Okay, and everybody's saying that you're the one we need to be looking at.
Tayesh pushed back hard. She said she was being targeted just because she was the wife, just because she was the only one honest enough to admit she'd seen him last.
I just don't like the fact that I'm being targeted, because I would have never in any shape, form, or fashion hurt that man. I never said that I would hurt him. Nobody could say that, like his baby mother, a couple other people I know have screamed at this guy and told him they want to kill him, they want to get somebody to kill him, but then everybody wants to point at me because I'm the wife and because, I'm the only one who wants to be honest about seeing him last.
Okay, well, who said they wanted to kill him?
That baby mother is crazy. That girl has sent text messages. She has said so much rude stuff to both of us, to the fact that we had to stop communicating with her for a while, and the children suffered. Mm-hmm. Then I told him, regardless of how ignorant she is, you still have kids. You have to find a way to communicate with her. Just don't talk to her.
Do you and him have children together?
No.
What detectives noticed, though, was what wasn't there. Through the whole interview, there were no tears, no real worry for a man she'd been married to, the father figure to the children in that house. She talked over the detectives. She was composed in a way that didn't fit a woman whose husband had vanished. But being cold isn't a crime. Detectives needed more than a feeling. And the more they asked around about who might have wanted Leon dead, the more they kept hearing one name, and it wasn't Tayesh's. Almost every person detectives talked to said a version of the same thing. Everyone got along with Leon. Everyone liked him, except Tayesh's brother, Alexander Rue Jr. The two men did not get along, and it wasn't a secret. Just weeks before Leon disappeared, Alex had actually been kicked out of the family house after the two of them got into it. Tayesh had taken Leon's side and put her own brother out. Brittany told detectives that at one point, Alex had come at Leon with a machete.
But Alex don't like him.
Alex and him bump heads all the time. A few weeks back, Alex spent a couple of nights in my house because him and JR got into it, and the sister, she put him out. She defended JR, she put him out, and he was upset about that. He don't know why.
Do you know of anybody who would be his enemy?
Alex, her brother.
Her brother?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't get along?
At all.
So you don't know what kind of guy he is?
I don't know what kind of guy he is.
What kind of guy have you heard he is?
He's overprotective and insistent.
Mr. Rue?
Yes, sir.
I'm Investigator Powell. Do you mind if I speak with you and the kids?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can I come in?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So detectives went to the Rue house on High Market Street to talk to the family. The father, Alexander Rue Sr.,
Mr. Rue, I'm like I said, I'm Investigator Powell.
Yes,
I work
sir.
for the Georgetown Police Department. We're investigating Leon's disappearance, and we're just trying to talk to family members, anybody we can think of to talk to, try to figure out where he's at, what happened to him, stuff like that. Was your son Alex there too?
I think Alex was at the house. Yeah, because he was getting ready to go out.
Okay, he was getting ready to go out. Did he say anything about seeing him?
Not to me. He didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so.
Told them he'd been in his bedroom that night. Said he never heard any argument outside. Said he didn't see Leon in the house at all. He was calm, cooperative, and he described his relationship with his son-in-law like father and son.
Does your son Alex and Leon get along?
One time I remember them had a disagreement, but then when we went to Washington, came back, they seemed like they got along real well.
Just a recent trip to Washington, or
Yeah.
so y'all went? Didn't y'all go the week before Leon went missing?
Yeah.
And then after they came back, it seemed like they got along good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because we left those. I think those two were at the house.
Okay.
Because they were feeding the dogs and everything, so they got along good. I didn't see a problem with them at all. Yeah.
And do you think that your daughter or your son has anything to do with his disappearance?
Not to my knowledge.
Not to your knowledge?
Yeah, I hope not.
Okay. All right.
That's my Billy, I hope not.
And you and Leon got along?
Oh yeah, it's like father and son.
Okay.
Everyone who described Alex Rue Jr. used the same phrase, a fast talker. He spoke a mile a minute, and when detectives sat him down, the words came pouring out before they could even get his name.
I got a brand new baby in the way. All type of stuff though. We filed my taxes. I was taking argument last Tuesday. Like, I ain't going to sir. I got a whole brand new address over here. I ain't going to
Just to get things started, can you just state your name, please?
Alexander Rue Jr.
He was eager, almost too eager. He wanted to talk about how his brother-in-law was missing.
Tell me what happened, everything that happened that you can remember the last night you saw JR.
Last night I seen JR, and actually I didn't actually really see him. I heard him. He was outside arguing, him and my sister.
Okay.
They always argue. They always go back and forth. They married. They always go back and forth. They always argue.
Yeah.
This and that. And that. He leave a couple of days, come back. This and that. And that's what they do. You know what I mean? But I don't stay out there business. I never do that. My sister, yeah, but I had to do it. I got my own son doing it. My first son ever in life, though. So you know.
Who was cheating, him or her?
He was cheating. Whatever. Like how that went. She came back in the house, slammed the door. She went in the room. That was it.
Do you know who you were cheating with?
No.
Okay.
Is your sister worried about JR?
Worried about what?
Is she worried about him?
Yeah, she worried about him. Oh yeah, she going forward. She can't take it. She ain't been eating nothing. 3-4 days, no eating, no nothing. She's going crazy.
How come she never reported him missing?
Because they always argue. They always do this. This stuff they do. He always disappears for 1 week or 2 weeks. He always argues. Put it right for it. That's what, they go back and forth. Always argue.
Yeah, because just looking at her phone, she didn't seem to be worried about him being gone at all. And it's been a couple weeks, and she doesn't seem to be worried about him at all.
Well, she worried. Believe that, she worried. Okay. But she found out he was cheating and all that type of stuff. She hurt too at the same time too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the baby mother and all them the ones on Facebook, all this little crazy dog, all the bunch of bullshit. But look, like I said, they most definitely love each other, 100%.
I'm hurt. I'm mad. I just said I'm gonna stay off social media. I'm gonna stay off all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm going through enough, man. This shit kicking my ass. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like he just might be somewhere else. Might be trying to get his mind right. Maybe try and get himself together. I mean, he a Virgo, like me. And the world starts stressing me out. I get out of there too. Shit wasn't working between us. I don't know, maybe try and fix itself. I don't know what the fuck going on, man. Fuck. All this shit just came about this morning, you know what I'm saying? I get up on my bed.
On March 14th, detectives went into the house with a search warrant. and what they found in the bedroom changed everything. In the bedroom Tiesh and Leon had once shared, something caught the detectives' eyes right away. An area rug in front of the closet, placed oddly, like it was covering something. They lifted it. Underneath was a flannel blanket, and under the blanket, a section of the carpet had been cut out and removed entirely. On the padding beneath, there was a spot of dried blood. They tested it on the spot. It came back positive. Then they noticed a stack of boxes near the bed, sitting out of place. They moved them. Underneath was another cut-out piece of missing carpet, the padding stained with blood. There was more. Blood on the fitted sheet, larger stains on the mattress underneath it, stains on the box spring near the headboard by the bedroom door. And when forensic teams went through the house with chemical testing, they found the faint traces of blood that cleanup leaves behind, smears in the bedroom, out into the hallway, and all the way into the kitchen. Someone had bled badly in that room. Someone had cut pieces of the carpet out to get rid of the evidence, and then someone had gone on living in that bedroom, sleeping on that mattress. When detectives confronted Tiesh with it, she had explanations for all of it. The cutout carpet? She said Leon had done that himself long before to take a sample so he could get new carpet installed. The blood on the mattress? She said that was hers, from her period, from a pregnancy accident.
In the room, we found 2 pieces of missing carpet.
Yeah.
They had spots on them, and we tested spots, and they tested positive for blood. And our question to you is, why? Do you have any reason why?
Those pieces of carpet was missing before me and my husband even separated. He took them out. So
But there was blood on the mattress too. That soaked all the way through.
yeah, from me being my period, it's my blood. I pretty much, when I was pregnant, I had that bed when I was in DC, and I had an issue. Accident, and then also recently I had an accident as well. That's normal. It didn't make no difference to me.
But there's also some stuff in the middle bed that looks like splatter that would not have been from a period.
You guys can look. Y'all do whatever y'all feel y'all need.
We're gonna test it. We're getting set off to test.
Absolutely fine to me. I'm not going to sit here and fall into this that you guys are trying to do. You guys just want to pin somebody. And
no,
that's why you're torturing me.
No,
half to death. But it's okay.
No, we're not in the house. We have to ask questions. We can't.
I understand.
So
that's why I'm trying to cooperate as much as I can.
Yeah.
So you said Leon cut the carpet spots out.
Yeah, like we did this.
After y'all moved in.
Not even after, maybe a year after we've been there, we decided what he was doing, he cut it out because he wanted to take a sample of the carpet, and he said that he was going to find some guy, he had some guy that he was just going to put down new carpet. So that's why he did it, but it's been like that. Recently I threw a blanket over top of it, and I bought a new carpet when I was in DC from Ross to put over top of it.
Yeah.
You can check all that, it's on my credit card records or whatever. It's just a recent. I just recently put a carpet down because I didn't want to keep throwing a blanket over top of it.
Yeah.
She insisted there wasn't even proof Leon had been harmed at all, that he might still be fine, that the detectives were torturing her, trying to pin it on her.
Don't think if I sit here and I say that I do not want to repeat what I've already said to you, that you can tell me that I'm guilty. Because we're not guilty of anything, because we don't know if he's hurt. We don't know if anything is wrong with him. God willing, we hope he's okay.
That's right.
And that's something you should be writing on that paper. You guys need to stop with all this trying to make it seem like something is wrong with him. He might be fine.
He might, and I hope he is. I hope he comes in here in a little bit.
But you will not do this. You will not tear me apart. You're not going to do this. I'm trying my best to hold myself together. I have children. I cannot fall apart.
So you don't want to go back to this?
But the walls were closing in, and then a man Alex knew came forward with something Alex had said out loud.
He just was like, took him for a little ride. Him and my sister fell out, Talking about, he gave my sister a disease. He cheating on my sister, back in child support and this, that, and the third. So,
He was telling you all this while
I was riding, My cousin in the back, but he don't know what's going on. I got the music playing. I keep telling him that, chill out with that. You know what I'm saying?
Alex ranted about Leon, said Leon had given his sister a venereal disease, said Leon was cheating on her, behind on child support. And then, Antoine said, Alex told him he took Leon for a ride. He said Leon was out of here, At first, Antoine brushed it off. Alex always talked fast, always told stories, always exaggerated. You took what he said with a grain of salt. But once Antoine heard that Leon was actually missing, he started replaying that car ride in his head, and it stopped sounding like a story. There was one more piece. According to Antoine, Alex didn't say he'd acted alone. He said, they all knew, meaning his family. He said his sister had called him, and Alex, who wasn't even living at the house anymore, had gone over there.
Did you know the sister was involved?
Yeah, the wife.
How do you know that?
Because I know she knew about it, you know? Because he said that they knew about it. I mean, that she knew about it.
Alex Jr. told you that she knew about it?
Yeah, she called him. She called him and he took him for a ride. He wasn't even living there. He was living somewhere else, you know? So when she called him, he had to go over there, because y'all don't mess with him like that.
Did he say how he did it?
No.
He didn't say? He just said he took him for a ride.
That's all he said. And now he took him for a ride.
A brother who hated Leon, a sister who called that brother over, a family in one house on the night Leon disappeared. Detectives went and got the cell phone data for all three of the Roos, and it filled in nearly everything that was missing. The first thing they found was a text sent to Leon on the night he was killed from his wife's phone. It said, "I want you here with me. We can take a bath with candles." Leon texted back that he was on his way. That was the lure. After a week of Leon spending his time with his girlfriend, a warm invitation from his estranged wife brought him to the house on High Market Street. His phone showed him traveling there and staying there until it was powered off hours later. The GPS data put Tiesh, Alex Jr., and Alex Sr. all together at that house that night. And then it showed what happened after. Around 1 o'clock in the morning, two of the phones traveled to a local Walmart. The store's cameras caught the family's rental vehicle pulling up and dropping off Alex Jr. Inside, Alex Jr. was recorded buying 2 bottles of hydrogen peroxide. A man who looked like his father used the store restroom, then met his son back at the car. Then, around 2 a.m., all 3 cell phones, Taisha's, Alex Jr.'s, and Alex Sr.'s, powered off at the same time. When they came back on, they were back at High Market Street. Where they went in those dark hours in between, the phones couldn't say. But Leon Harrison ended up in the Black River. Alexander Rue Sr. had never mentioned that middle-of-the-night Walmart trip to police. He'd actively misled them about where he and his son were that night. He was arrested for obstruction of justice, and Alexander Rue Jr., the fast talker, was arrested and charged with murder. When they brought him in this time, the man who couldn't stop talking finally had nothing to say. But Alex Rue Jr.'s silence didn't last long, because sitting in jail, waiting for trial, he started talking again, this time to the people around him. One of them was a man named Austin Kaiser, who had ties to the Georgetown community. As it happened, Austin was good friends with an aunt of Leon Harrison's. Alex told Austin what he was in for, and then he said it plainly. "We dumped the body. They ain't got nothing on me. We're going to get off." He was so sure of it that he said it twice, came back 20 or 30 minutes later and repeated it. His confidence had a logic to it. His sister and his father were also locked up, and none of them were talking. Alex was convinced that as long as the family stayed silent, there was no way any of them could be convicted. The only reason anyone even knew the body was Leon, he told Austin, was that tattoo on his arm. He was wrong about getting off.
What information is it that you have?
Well, the guy, I know his name is JR, the one that was murdered.
JR, yeah.
There's a guy here by the name of Alexander Rue.
Mm-hmm.
He come up to me and said, "That's what I'm here for, the murder of her nephew."
Mm-hmm.
He said, I think he said, murder, conspiracy after the fact, and disposing of a body.
Mm-hmm.
Was the charges he told me.
Right.
Then he said, "We dumped the body." I know for a fact that's what he said.
He told you personally,
we dumped the body. They ain't got nothing on me. We gonna get off.
To you later and said,
about 20 or 30 minutes later.
20 or 30 minutes later said,
we dumped the body.
We dumped the body, and they
ain't got nothing on us. The only reason they knew it was JR was because of the tattoo on his arm.
Tattoo on his arm.
Yep.
Okay. You need to come with us. We got a warrant for your arrest.
4.
Accessory to murder after the fact.
Did you can you call my lawyer?
No, you can do that later. We'll go ahead and get you going to the jail.
In the autumn of 2021, all 3 Roos stood trial for murder, for desecration of human remains, and for obstruction of justice. In late October, the jury convicted Tiesh Roo and her brother Alexander Roo Jr. of murder. They were each sentenced to 37 years for the murder, plus 8 years for obstruction, to be served at the same time. Their father, Alexander Roo Sr., was acquitted of murder but convicted of obstruction of justice, and sentenced to 8 years, suspended to the time he'd already served, followed by probation. All 3 were found not guilty of desecration of human remains, the charge for how Leon's body was left in that river. It's a verdict a lot of people who followed this case have never been able to square. Leon Harrison didn't die because of some unsolvable mystery. He died because his marriage was ending. He and Tiesh were already separated. They were both seeing other people. The door out was standing wide open, the ordinary, survivable door millions of people walk through every year. Instead, she lured him to the house with a warm text. Her brother was called over, and a whole family chose the one option that ended a man's life and sent them all to prison, over a marriage that was already over. From prison, Tish wrote a poem about her life, her failed marriage, the infidelity.
What I could see, things were going pretty well. A fairy tale, so I cried. But it wasn't long before a harsh reality checked in that I couldn't deny. My marriage was failing due to lack of stability, infidelity, and trust issues that I despised. Some days were okay, but most were not, and shocked by what was being done in the dark on both ends, bottom line. Then the inevitable happened that changed my life as I knew it. I had been accused of some things that I would have never thought of doing.
Leon Harrison Jr. was 32, an easygoing man almost everyone liked. A father who called his 2 kids every night at bedtime, without fail, until the night he couldn't. The last gift he gave himself was a tattoo for his late mother, and in the end, that tattoo was the only way his family could bring him home. His children lost their father, and they lost him to the people who were supposed to be their family. Rest in peace, Leon Harrison Jr. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to Buzzed Crime and turn on notifications so you don't miss cases like this. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Share this video. Someone you know might need to see it.